Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, before I start, I just want to say two things. One, my apologies. I've been sick on a dog for a week or so, so I just didn't feel like making many videos and doing much of anything. I'm still a little weak, but I'm feeling a lot better today, a whole lot better. This time of year, I usually get a little bit under the weather. But as I've grown older, I discovered something. When I was maybe 10, 12, 15, you get the sniffles and you bounce right back. 24 hours later, you're fine. When you get into your 50s, well, it might take 3 or 4 days. When you get into your 70s, it can take a week to a month. Your powers to recuperate seem to be a little less and less every year. I don't know why it is, I just know it is. And it's a pain in the butt, actually. The other thing I wanted to mention is this. See this brand of SD card? Don't buy it. This thing is a piece of crap. MTech SD cards. I bought a passel of them at a local store, figuring I could use them on this GoPro. And well, the one I did recently in which it froze right in the middle of it, MTech card. I've had nothing but bad luck with them. I was running them through one video I did. I had to do it 12 times before I got a good video, and I finally isolated it to that card, or a version of that card. Right now, the one I'm on right now is a Kingston. They seem to be okay. Seem to be. I don't know. I can't vouch for anything these days, but Kingston seemed to work. Anyway, I don't have any guns today to talk about, but I do have gun books to talk about. You may notice these two. Can you see those? I don't know how the wide angle on this thing works. Let me see. I'm going to bring it over here a little tiny bit. This is a copy of it's a 2-volume set. It's called Clockwork Basilisk, and it's by a man named Ben Nicholson. He's a professor. I saw some Forgotten Weapons with him, in which he was discussing some things, and then he did some videos on YouTube. He knows his stuff. And he here is discussing the Collier revolvers. Well, what are the Collier revolvers? They started out as flintlocks in the 17th, 18th century period, and they were the first real revolvers, long before the Colts. And Colt saw one at the Tower of London when he was in London, and he basically based his Patterson revolver on the Collier. There's a good possibility that one of the ones that was being held in the Tower of London collection ended up in the Colt collection in Hartford, Connecticut. Somehow. I don't know. But anyway, Nicholson has done a real service putting these books out. I've been waiting for them for over a year now. And they just got delivered by USPS today. So I started this one. I haven't really gone through it, but this second volume seems to be mainly pictures of various things. These are Collier revolvers here, and he just goes through the various designs that are just. This is a PLJ Smith 3rd model caliber type cap lock. So the other revolvers based on the Collier, these are all pre-Colt. And it's fascinating just to look at. This is Headstamp Publishing. They make these absolutely gorgeous books. I mean, they're gold leaf on the edges. The photography is superb. They're just really neat books. And I ordered another one from them. This one's interesting. This is an address made by Colonel Samuel Colt before the Royal Society in 1856, I do believe, in which he discusses the Who Invented the Wheel Gun is the name of the book, but it's a discussion of the revolver by Colt. It also has articles by James Ferguson and others. Let's see here, by N.R. Jensen Jones, the proofread by James Ripley, authors by Sam Colt and Charles Dickens. And it's a fascinating look at the 19th century and the attitudes of Victorians about revolvers. I've read of this, but I've read a copy of the actual address on the YouTube or on the internet. But I saw that they were publishing this, and I thought, got to get it, so I bought this too. I haven't gotten every head stamp that's come out, but I've gotten a lot of them, all the gun ones. They did one on cigarettes that were issued by the Japanese in World War II, for instance, that are a little different. And on, well, what do I have by them? Pistols of the Warlords, Chasse Pot de Famas. This is Ian McCollum's original book. Small Arms of World War II, also by Ian. Oops. And I made room up here so I could put those away eventually. This is Jonathan Ferguson's book on Thornycroft to SA-80 on British guns. This is, what's it called? The Emperor's Swords of the Emperor. This is about 19th century swords incorporated into the Japanese, the Imperial Japanese Army. And this is Arming the Dragon. This is about Japanese rifles of World War II. I already had a copy of this one, but as long as they were putting that out too, I grabbed it. Anyway, that's what I've got of head stamp. Different authors, mainly. Well, anything by Ian I will buy. Sorry, but anything by Ian I will buy. He is just such a wealth of information on the subjects that he's, I mean, anybody who watches Forgotten Weapons knows what that he is the living expert on firearms in the world today, period, bar none. And he has gone around to collections all over the world and demonstrated and filmed all sorts of very interesting weapons. Anyway, this is my latest thrill. I mean, I'm into guns and I'm into old and interesting books. And this sort of puts both together. Books on guns. Books on guns ain't cheap, by the way. Each of these things usually costs around $40 to $200 each. I've got Mott's and Shuey's book, excuse me, on the Mannlichers, and that is not a cheap book. And it's in German. I can't even read it. I have to painstakingly go through it. My ex-wife knows German, and she's helped me out with a few passages, but some of the others. Proud Promise. This is before Ian's book. This was the only thing you could get on French firearms, at least on their rifles. I also have another one, French service handguns. This is also a rarity. And Les Revolvers Militaires. This is a book in French, and it's mainly about the pinfire ones, revolvers. So there are some interesting books that you can only get if you are really into guns. That you can only get by looking all over the world. And some of them aren't in English, unfortunately. I really would love all the ones I've got that are in other languages if somebody would just please put out a translation. But I don't expect that anytime soon. Anyway, I'm slowly getting a little bit, my strength back. I feel a lot better, but I still have a scratch in my throat, and I still probably look a little green around the gills, but I'm doing a lot better. Anyway, that's all I got to say today. Happy trails.